Hello, friends. Namaskaram. You're most welcome. Prime Minister of India Indira Gandhi's decision to impose national emergency sent shockwaves through India, leading to 21 months of suspended civil liberties, mass arrest of political opposition, and strict press censorship. In this video, we dive deep into the emergency, a defining, controversial, and often misunderstood chapter in Indian political history. Was it a necessary step to stabilize the nation or the death knell of Indian democracy? We explored the events leading up to the declaration, the life changing impact of the citizens of India, and the lasting legacy of this period left on the nation's political landscape. Let's go. It was a quiet night in June 1975. The homes across India, families were turning into the All India radio, expecting the usual news. But on the morning of June 26th, the broadcast was different. The voice on the radio, calm and measured, announced that the president had proclaimed an emergency. Civil liberties were suspended, the press was censored, and the political opposition, they were being rounded up as we speak. That was a voice that mentioned during the All India Radio transmission. In a single stroke, the world's largest democracy went dark. For 21 months, India lived under a shadow. Today, we aren't just looking at history, we are looking at the warning. This is the story of the 1975 emergency, the time when the foundation of India were tested to their very breaking point. To understand the emergency, we have to understand the India of the early 1970s. It wasn't a peaceful time. The economy was struggling, inflation was skyrocketing, and there was growing movement on the street, led by a veteran socialist, Jay Prakash Narayan, or JP, as we all know him. So, friends, before we move forward, if you have reached so far, let me know the name of your city or country from where you have tuned in into this video. All right, let's move forward. Mr. Raj Narayan, the man who had lost his election against Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, filed a petition alleging electoral malpractices. Justice J.M.L. Sinha delivered the verdict. Indira Gandhi was guilty of using government machinery for campaign purposes. Her election was declared void. She was barred from holding public offices for 6 years. For any leader, this was a political death sentence, but Indira Gandhi was not any leader. She refused to resign, and as the pressure from the opposition mounted, the decision was made. If she couldn't win the political battle, she would change the rules of the game entirely. It was the night of June 25th, 1975, while the nation slept, a massive coordinated operation was launched. Under the cover of darkness, the police began a nationwide sweep. By the next morning, the press was gagged. Electricity was cut to the newspaper offices in Delhi to prevent the printing of protest stories. When the papers did not return, they were blank or filled with government approved propaganda. The democracy that had been built on the dreams of independence was now effectively a one person rule. The constitution was amended, the judiciary was curtailed, and the executive branch held absolute power. So, what was the life like during those 21 months? For an average citizen, it was time of fear and uncertainty. The government, driven heavily by Indira Gandhi's son Sanjay Gandhi, launched initiatives that were touted as development but implemented with lot of brutality. The sterilization drive became very, very infamous. In a desperate, misguided attempt to control population growth, hundreds of thousands of people were coerced into sterilization. For many, the choice was simple: comply or lose your job, your ration card, or even your freedom. Then there was the beautification drive. The cities like Delhi slums were razed to the ground, displacing the poor to the outskirts of the city. all the names of which were basically eyesores were cleared. There was no one to complain to. The courts were hamstrung. You couldn't speak in public. You couldn't write in the paper. You certainly couldn't organize a protest. It was suffocating silence that lasted nearly 2 years. But the authoritarian regime have a fatal flaw. They stop listening to the people. Indira Gandhi, perhaps believing her own propaganda that the people were happy, called for election in the year 1977. She miscalculated. The Indian electorate, despite being silenced for 21 months, had not forgotten. In one of the most powerful display of democracy in history, the people of India voted the emergency government out of power in a landslide. Indira Gandhi lost her own seat. It was the first time the Congress party had lost a general election in independent India. So, what is the legacy of the emergency? It proved that democracy in India is not just a constitutional framework, it is a sentiment embedded in the hearts of people. It served as a violent reminder that freedom cannot be taken away in a single night, and it requires a constant vigilance to protect it. In the 1975 emergency remains the darkest chapter in India's modern history. It left behind scars that would take years to heal, but it is also forged a new political consciousness in the country, a realization that power, when left unchecked, will always consume itself. So, as we look back, the lesson is clear. Democracy is fragile, it's a garden that needs to be tended in every single day. The 21 month of 1975 taught India that while the government can silence the press, close the courts, imprison the dissenters, it can never fully break the spirit of people who have tasted freedom. So if you found this dive into the history valuable, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape the world we live in today. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to receiving your comments. See you in the next one.